I woke up this morning and I had the greatest craving for Cajun, so we made red beans and rice. It is super delicious. So if you want to do some authentic Cajun cooking, step into my kitchen. Hi, it's Grandma Roseanne. Thank you for showing up in my kitchen. We're going to make Louisiana red beans and rice. That is such a staple in Louisiana. Honestly, every menu has it. So we're going to duplicate it because we want to have it no matter where we live in the country. This is a think ahead recipe if you want to do it authentically. I have 1 pound of red beans. Yesterday I sorted them. If there were any stones, made sure I got them out. I rinsed them really well, and then I put them in this bowl, covered them with water. Then I kind of kept watching it because the beans will absorb the water. I kept adding enough water to where there was a good layer on top, and I left it overnight. Now, you don't have to do that. You don't have to leave it overnight. Just understand your cooking time is probably going to double if you haven't done this ahead of time, which is really no problem. But just so you know, so you can plan your day. All right, I'm going to rinse these off again, and then I'm going to just set them aside. We'll come back to them. Now in my Dutch oven, or a cast iron skillet, or the heaviest pot you have, what I'm going to put in here is 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then I'm going to bring that up to a pretty high heat. And what I've done is I have 4 links of andouille sausage, which is so flavorful. Oh my goodness, you guys. And I cut it into little pieces like this that are nice bite-sized pieces. If you like the coins, just do it straight. I kind of like the diagonals. And I'm going to separate this and do 1/2 at a time because I want to make sure that it has a really good crust on it and that we have extracted so much of that flavor into our oil. All right, you can see my pan is smoking. Whoa. So I'm just gonna put half of them in right now. When I held a different position in my company, I traveled a lot. I was probably on a plane 3 times a week all over the United States. But boy, when I got to Louisiana, I was in pig heaven because they have got to have the most amazing Cajun food ever. Oh my goodness. So then I learned to cook it, especially after I stopped traveling, because you don't get this in San Diego, trust me. And I'm very careful to single layer them, so you want to do that as well. And I tell you to be patient with this part of it and not rush it, because I'm the one that usually would want to rush the process here. That just really took a few minutes. It didn't take very long at all. Oh, but you can feel the fond on the bottom of this pan, and that's exciting, because that's where all your flavor is. All right, now I'm going to move our heating element away for a few minutes because I need to show you something. These are all the vegetables that we're going to be using, and always look at your food, you guys, because I've got like maybe 2 peppers here. They're yellow, orange, and red. I just took a little bit off of each one of them, so it would be like 1 whole pepper. I have 2 carrots, but they were large carrots, 1 large onion, and look at how cheap I was with the celery. Really? What's up with that? You don't want one flavor to dominate over another, and you don't want one to be totally lost. So we are going to do a little bit more chopping here. Because when I first did this, I didn't pay that much attention to it, and I thought we were okay. Now I look at it, and we're not. Celery was getting chipped. There. Now I think my 4 piles are pretty equal. Now we can bring our heating element back. Now I'm going to start with the onions because I want them to just have a little bit more time than the rest. The liquid from the onion is picking up all that fond. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Okay, now I'm gonna put in the rest. We have our beautiful carrots. our celery that did not get cheated. And these amazing peppers. This is the Louisiana Trilogy right here. Gonna give that all a mix. And we're going to let this cook until they soften a little bit. Now I'm going to add the garlic, and it's 4 cloves of garlic. I do mine very far ahead. So the clove is about 1 teaspoon. And I don't want it to burn because that literally can ruin your whole dish. So I put it in almost to the very end here. And then we need all our flavor enhancers. So don't worry about writing this down. I'm going to have it in the description. In here, I have 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of thyme, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, 1/8 teaspoon cayenne, and 1/2 teaspoon Cajun seasoning. And you can generally buy this type of Cajun seasoning most anywhere. If I can find it here in California, trust me, you're going to be able to find it. We're all about Mexican food here. Now we're going to let this cook just until that until I can smell that garlic, which just takes like 30 seconds actually. Now we're ready to incorporate our sausage. My goodness, you guys. Oh, the flavors in here are amazing. And I have 1 pork hock. Now, if you don't have a pork hock or you don't like using pork hock, you can always use a ham bone. That would be perfectly fine as well. I just like the smokiness of that smoked pork hock. I think it's like pretty darn good. Now we need 4 cups of either chicken broth or bouillon, or however you do it. I am going to show you what I do. I use Better Than Bouillon. You guys, it's an amazing product. Oh, it's so good. And it's 1 teaspoon per cup. So I'm going to do this in a small little batch here. Okay, that's 4 cups. And I want to mix this up so that it's all dissolved. If you haven't used this product, they have beef and they have vegan and they have vegetable and they have roasted garlic. Oh, I use all of them. They are absolutely delicious. I could be their spokesperson. I think they're doing quite fine without me. Now you're going to want 4 to 6 cups of water or bouillon or stock, whatever you're using. I'm going to start with 4. I may add 2 more to it. Whoa. Okay, I am going to go ahead and add the extra 2 cups of broth here, and I added my 2 teaspoons of the bouillon. So I just want to have enough liquid in there. That's what happens when you don't mix it up enough. There, whoa. Now we're adding our beans, our red beans. Oh, yay, this is gonna be so good. Ooh, that smell is just amazing. All right, now this is going to go, I'm gonna leave it here, just put a lid on it, and it's going to cook for probably a couple of hours. And then I will show you the final little step. We will cook our rice and we will be good for lunch. I'm going to put the lid on, I'm going to bring it up to a boil, and once it's at a boil, I'm going to reduce it and I'm just going to let it simmer for a couple of hours, and we'll see where we are at that stage of the game. Well, here we are complete. And this is a step that is optional. It's a step I really like, but you certainly don't have to do this. I take a potato masher and I just mash it down. Not all of it, because I do want some whole beans in there, but I like it when some of those beans have been mashed. It thickens it up, and I think it just gives it a different texture, which I really enjoy. Now it's time to plate. I have made white rice. I use jasmine rice, use whatever rice you like. And then I just simply put it on the bottom of my bowl. I take a beautiful serving and I top it, and we are ready for tasting, which is the best part of this whole deal. Okay, here goes. Very authentic. It really is. I would not be afraid to serve this to anybody from Louisiana. Well, that says a lot. Give it a try. I think you might enjoy it. It's certainly different from what we normally do. Come back anytime. You know I love cooking with you in my kitchen. I really do. So if you enjoyed yourself, hit the subscribe button, give me a like, hit the little thumbs up, and hit the bell so it'll tell you when I'm coming back. All of the ingredients will be in the description box. Thank you so much for coming, and come and join me anytime you feel like it. Thank you. Bye.